Hello and welcome. Today we are going to take a break from the desk, a break from work, and reset without even needing to roll out the mat. So finding yourself sitting on a comfortable chair, preferably one without any arms, but if you have arms, that's all good too. And just coming into a nice, strong seated position. So resting both feet firmly on the ground to begin, resting both palms over the thighs, and just coming in with intention. So lifting up through the crown of the head, finding that lovely straight spine, not rounding or slouching against the seat. And today we're going to focus predominantly on loosening out the neck, the shoulders, and the hips. So the main areas where we can store our stress, our emotional worry, our fear, and we're really just going to work on those areas nice and gently to loosen it out and to give your body a break today. This will also help release any stress in the mind, as once we focus on pain, it can distract us from anything else. So when we sit for long periods of time, our hip flexors start to shorten, and that puts a lot of pressure on the hips, but also on the lower back. So this is going to relieve any lower back stress and pain that you may be feeling as well. And it's just a gentle reminder to check in with yourself and look after yourself, regardless of what's happening around you. It's time to leave the emails to one side and let's bring our focus inward. Now gently start to close the lids of your eyes as you rest the hands over the thighs, connecting with your breath. And we're going to begin by just taking 3 deep cycles of breath, filling you up with new energy. And as you exhale, releasing any stress, anything that came before this, whatever's on that to-do list, leaving it to one side and coming back to you. So when you're ready, let's all take a nice deep inhale together, breathing in through the nose, all the way down into the belly, filling yourself up. And exhale as you sigh out through the mouth, let it go. Inhale, breathing in through the nose, all the way down into the belly. Exhale, let it go. Let's do one more deep cycle of breath in through the nose. And exhale, side out through the mouth. Find your reset button. Well done. Gently start to open the lids of your eyes and relax both of your hands down either side of your hips. So starting to warm up the neck now. We're going to slowly start to extend that right arm all the way down to the ground. So if you're trying to reach towards the ground, but not dropping the shoulders. So keeping shoulders nice and square. And then slowly as you exhale, start to send your left ear to left shoulder. So we're trying to stretch out the right side of the neck. Keep sending the energy down through the right fingertips. Another option is to place your left hand across your head as you guide that left ear closer to left shoulder. Stretch out the right side of the neck. Feel all that tension leave the body. Well done. Take one more deep cycle of breath in through the nose. Exhale, so can you move that ear a little bit closer to the shoulder. Well done. And now gently relax your left hand down as you stack your vertebrae, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Shrug shoulders up towards the ears and then loop them down the back. Switching sides, you're going to reach all the way down with that left hand and gently guide right ear to right shoulder. Feel that lovely stretch and release. Taking that left or that right hand across the head as you pull your right ear to right shoulder, finding that deeper sense of tension release. Getting rid of all that stress that might be trapped in the body, trapped in the mind. Coming back to your breath. Well done. Now slowly relax the right hand down as you gently move the crown of the head back up towards the ceiling. Shrug shoulders up towards the ears and exhale, lift them down the back. From here, we're going to take gentle little neck rolls. So on the exhale, you're going to tuck your chin down towards your chest. And on the inhale, start to slowly lift your gaze up and over that right shoulder. You're going to feel along the back of the neck here as well. Exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift your gaze up and over left shoulder. Exhale, draw it back down towards the ground. Well done. Inhale, lift it up over right shoulder. Just going to do a few rounds of this, getting that lovely range of movement in the neck. Loosen out the tight areas. Loosen out the tension. Well done. Last one on each side. Inhale, lifting the gaze up and over. Exhale, dropping it down. Inhale, lifting it up. And then slowly come back to center, gazes out in front. From here, we're going to interlace the hands and press the palms away from the body. So I'm going to turn this side to show you more clearly. So palms face away from you. So as you're pushing the hands out, I don't want you to move anything else. The spine doesn't round, it doesn't overarch. We're keeping it nice and straight, keeping those feet rooted into the ground. I want you to imagine as if you're trying to pull your shoulders out of the socket. So you're really sending that energy all the way out through the hands. So this is a really strong pose, even though it looks quite placid. We're really activated here between the shoulder blades, releasing tightness in that lower neck and upper shoulder region. So when you're ready, as you inhale, start to lift the hands all the way up overhead, this time drawing the elbows back behind the ears and then sending that chest forward. Create a gentle arch in the spine as you open up the chest and shoulders here. On your exhale, gently start to round the spine. As you move the hands back out in front of shoulders, keep pressing them away as you tuck chin towards chest, finding a variation of our cat pose. Inhale, coming up for our cow pose. Open everything up. Draw those arms back. Exhale, rounding the spine. Press the hands forward, finding your cat pose. Well done. This is a great one for the mobility in the spine, loosening out the whole upper and middle and lower back. Inhale, lift it up. Opening up the chest. Exhale to round, press those hands out in front. Well done. On the next inhale, come all the way up. I'll face you this time. And then from here, we're going to release the hands and slowly start to float that left arm back behind the seat and rest your right hand across your left thigh. So from here, what we want to do is move into our lovely spinal twist, but we're going to use the back of the chair for extra support. So if you want to go deeper into your twist, you're going to move the sit bones further forward, so up towards the front of the seat, so you have more space to go deeper. So using the back of the chair to push yourself into your spinal twist, keeping that lovely breath and connection to the breath. So making sure as well that your knees don't start to move forward and back, so that knees are kept straight in one line. It's just the upper body that moves and twists to the side. Deep inhale as you find length through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, see, can you twist that a little bit deeper? Well done. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to twist as if you're wringing out a wet cloth. Beautiful one for our digestive system. It's a great one to do just before a lunch break. And when you're ready, inhale, come all the way back through your center. Rest your hands over your thighs, shrug shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, lift them down. From here, we're going to reach that right hand all the way up and over as you draw the right arm back across the back of the seat. Place your left hand across right thigh. Inhale, lifting up and lengthening through the crown of the head. And on your exhale, starting to twist. So moving through that lovely upper body, that spinal twist, keeping the knees in one line, keeping the feet planted, and using the back of the chair to push you deeper. Making sure not to go beyond your point, your personal edge. Exhale to twist that a little bit deeper. Well done. Inhale, come all the way back through center and keep your sit bones nice and high up towards the front of the seat. I'm just going to turn this way to show you, to demonstrate the next pose, which is great for our shoulders. So really creating that gentle opening in the shoulders, but also helps correct roundness. So if you're sitting at a desk and you're hunched over, this is really good to help open up that space, take away the roundness in the shoulders and improve your posture as well. So you're going to step your feet out nice and wide. So feet are wider than the hips, heels turn in, toes point out, and then interlace your hands behind the lower back. From here, just start to extend the arms back. So keeping the hands interlaced, hold it here. If that's enough of a stretch, that could be quite intense for a lot of people. So just hold it here. Take it nice and slow. As we walk the feet out, we're starting to open up into those inner hips as well. So if you want to stay here, go for it. But if you want to join me, as you inhale, we're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, start to melt the chest, melting the crown of the head all the way down to the ground. Gazes back between the legs of the chair. Inhale as you lift those arms up overhead. Lift the hands up. Find that gorgeous stretch in the shoulders. Open everything up. Well done. Breathe into it.
With every exhale, see, can you move those hands a little bit closer towards the head, towards the front of the room. Breathe into that lovely slow release. Draw the knees back, open into the hips. Get into those inner hips. Open up those hip joints. Well done. On your next inhale, slowly start to stack your vertebrae one by one as you move the crown of the head back up towards the ceiling. Release the hands from the interlace and come back onto the seat, sitting up nice and tall. Resting hands either side. And from here, as you inhale, reach all the way up with your left hand. You can catch onto the side of your chair with your right. And as you exhale, send that left hand over towards the right side. Option to reach that right hand down if you want to go that little bit deeper for your side body stretch, or use the chair for support. Inhale, reach up with right hand. Exhale, send right hand over to the left. Opening into the side body, just loosening out all the areas that may be tight, maybe tense. This is a lovely one for the lower back as well. So just reach it over. Well done. And then come all the way back up towards sitting. Moving into our hip opener now. So pressing down into both feet, we're going to keep that right leg planted and send the outer edge of the left foot over the right thigh. So just above that right knee. Catch onto the inner part of your left foot with your right hand and press the left hand inside the left knee to push the weight down. So you're going to feel it along the outer hip and glute. So when our glutes are tight, that can put a lot of strain, a lot of pressure on the lower back. So sometimes you actually don't need to, if you're feeling like you've pain in your lower back, that you actually need to work on stretching out the glutes before you go near the lower back at all. It's really sending that shock up into the spine, into the lower back region, the lumbar spine. So just be mindful of that when you need to loosen it out. Now you can hold it here, or if you want to come down a little bit deeper, bring both forearms down over the lower leg and bring palms to touch as you allow the weight of the upper body and of that left elbow to press the left knee down. Tuck chin towards chest. Breathe into that lovely hip stretch. You can feel it on the inner hip now as well as you move deeper. Well done. One more deep cycle of breath, breathing down into the hips, into the glute. Exhale, release all that tension and tightness with the breath. Good job. Inhale, gently stack your vertebrae one by one and relax your left foot down into the mat, or into the ground, I should say. And then take your right foot across your left thigh, right above your left knee. Left hand comes inside right foot, right hand inside right knee as you press the knee out. So you're getting into that outer hip, moving into that lovely hip opener as well. Staying here if you wish, or coming down onto your forearms as you press that energy down towards the ground. So really folding forward, gaze is down towards the ground. You can close the eyes here if you wish, just taking a moment for yourself. Relaxing the legs as much as you can. Feeling that tightness leave the body, leave the hip and the glute area. Well done. As you inhale, gently start to stack the vertebrae one by one, crown of the head up last, and relax your right foot to the mat. Let's move the sit bones up towards the front edge of your seat. And then we're going to take a nice big wide stance. So heels are turned in, toes are turned out. And I want you to imagine there's a string on the back of the knees and it's pulling the knees back. So you're really opening up into the inner thigh, inner hip, getting into those inner hip flexors. As you inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. And on your exhale, then start to melt the chest and hands, crown of the head down to the ground. As we move into our seated forward fold, wide-legged fold, let everything hang heavy. So the knees keep drawing back. The hands can start to walk back behind the seat. If you want to start to pull the crown of the head closer to the ground, opening up those inner hips. Well done. Use your cycle of breath. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. Let everything fold. Option to interlace your hands behind the lower back and lift those arms up overhead if you want to keep moving into your shoulder space, getting a deeper shoulder opener here as well, while opening up the hips, while taking this time to shift perspective, basically looking at everything upside down, quite literally. And just allowing the body to fully melt and relax here in your fold. If the hands are interlaced, release them back towards the mat so palms are in between both feet. And as you inhale, lift up halfway, come onto the fingertips. Exhale, start to fold. Walk your hands back a little bit further. See, can you open up those hips a little bit more? Forward folds are great for our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. So just allowing this fold, this heaviness, and allow yourself to take time now just to simply breathe and open up the body. Nothing else to be doing, just resetting your body and mind. As you inhale, gently start to lift back up, vertebrae by vertebrae, crown of the head up last. Let's heel toe the feet back in so they're hip width distance apart. And sitting back just as we began, hands over thighs, shoulders looped down the back, eyelids closed. Taking a deep cycle of breath. Noticing that new energy, that new sense of openness moving through the body, and clarity and focus moving through the mind. Gentle reminder to always take time out for yourself, regardless of what's going on. This is so important to gain clarity, to de-stress, and allow you to go into a work situation, a family relationship, whatever it might be, with a clearer mind and a clear conscience. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Let's bring both hands to prayer at heart center, tuck chin towards chest. I just want to wish you all a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Namaste.